All right, here we go. We are live. Bang, 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 bang. For another episode of Everything Else ETE. Now I could go and bore you with all what the point of this show is, but I think you saw the thumbnail. We're going to be covering everything, and I mean everything, especially with this controversial comment from Jordynne Grace that led to apologies, that led to Conan coming out, and then everybody else speaking out. This is the most controversial thing going on in wrestling right now. Jemal, first of all, how are you today?
I'm doing fantastic, man. I got some 8 hours of sleep. Rare
Woo!
8 hours. Got some
Holy
8 hours
shit.
of sleep, so I'm
Yep.
good. I'm energized.
Yep. I have you're the first person I've talked to in a long time that has admitted to having 8 hours of sleep. Normally people talk about, yeah, I got that four, I got that five. 8 hours of sleep is
I got
recommended
that.
by
Eight
doctors. I
hours
don't
of
know who does.
sleep, and I'm still tired. I'm
Yeah,
still
that's
tired
the worst part. Whenever I get sleep, I'm still tired. I wake up more tired than when I'm like on my four and my 5 hours sleep. I'm like,
because
oh,
your
I'm
body
dragging.
because your body is not accustomed to it. That's the problem. That's half these motherfuckers' problems. You see those botches that be happening? That's a lack of
Yeah,
sleep. They didn't fucking get the goddamn sleep.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
blaming. Cora Jade last night on her skateboard, lack of sleep.
lack
That
of
was so
sleep.
sad. That was sad. I was like, I know what happened. It was a turn. Your skateboard broke before it happened.
I
All
wonder if
right,
she's
let's.
gonna keep pretending that she's a skateboarder.
Oh man, I think it's over. I think it's over. I think that it's officially done. I think it's done.
See, I could talk. I could talk. I actually got one of these things. All right. I
Oh,
actually use this.
look at that. He's actually using. He don't go out there with two very childlike skates. Go in there and say, "Look at me, I'm a skater." Here we go. So let's jump into the thumbnail, the tease of the show. Jordynne Grace versus Chris Benoit. Grace said he wouldn't be able, that Benoit wouldn't be able to survive today in so many words. And then she also said he could burn in hell.
What the
then,
fuck? Like,
then,
let the man die. Let him be okay. Like, everybody keeps bringing up Benoit this and Benoit that and stuff like that. Like, I have my reservations about the whole situation and stuff like that. People
what are your
would,
thoughts?
I mean, like people are gonna say, he killed his family and everything like that. That it was like, CTE, like, brain traumatic injuries, and some people have like conspiracy theories of he didn't really do it and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna fucking mention my shit. I'll talk offline on the show because I don't want nobody messing around with the views and whatever not. So I'll just talk offline on the show. But as opposed to him, the wrestler, not the person, but the wrestler, he was one of the absolute best that ever lace a pair of fucking boots. So for you to sit there and say that he couldn't hang with these niggas of today, these crybabies, contract. Oh, my contract's not right. I need a no compete clause, and I need to make sure that I make six figures. And that, like, no, no,
So
absolutely not. He would run circles around these motherfuckers.
yeah, and here's my thing when it comes to the terms of Benoit and his wrestling ability. Almost still, like everybody, if you watch every single wrestler and every single brand, whether it's AEW, Impact, WWE, whatever you're into, all influenced by the Benoit hard knife edge chops, German suplexes, submissions, counters, and all that. I mean, the man was fantastic in the ring. Was he the best promo ever? Nah, he wasn't. I thought what Jordynne Grace said was not to actually. I don't think she actually believed what she said. I just think it was something that she was just like, fuck Benoit. Like, that's what she was at. And it was like, he couldn't hang with him. It was something to be hurtful to the Benoit, just his name and fan base. And I don't think that she truly believes Benoit could not go with anybody today. Like,
I
he would
mean,
still
like, if you
be in
think
the
about
top
it,
tier wrestlers today.
like, if she just looks down to her husband, and see all the things that her husband does, if she
That
just
is
looks
not
down to
fair.
her
That is
husband,
not fair.
if she just looks down to her husband, all the things that her husband does, heavily Chris Benoit influenced. Some may argue Dean Malenko, but even Dean Malenko and Benoit's name goes
It
together.
clashes.
Eddie
It clashes.
Guerrero, Eddie Guerrero and Benoit's name goes together. Okay,
Yeah,
like you know what I'm saying?
that whole WCW cruiserweight thing, and some of that ECW stuff, all of that, and
Chris
even Japanese
Jericho,
stuff.
Chris
Yeah,
Jericho and Benoit go together. Like the history of Jericho, you have to have Benoit. History of Eddie, you have to have Benoit. History of Dean, you have to have Benoit. History of great
Booker
factions,
T.
gotta have
Benoit.
Benoit. Like there's just great world champions, Benoit. Like you know what I'm saying? Royal Rumble winners, Benoit. Like come on, like I could go for days, but
Yeah.
again, it's like not defending on what the man did not do, depending on who, you know. I'll talk offline
Whatever
about that.
story is going on, whatever you think is going on, the
The
post,
wrestler,
yeah,
Chris Benoit, the wrestler, was one of the greatest to ever lace a pair of boots. And he's
yeah,
beaten probably all of your favorites. Everything from Randy to John Cena to like he's beat them all.
yeah.
Undertaker, fucking
Had one of the
everybody,
great,
Triple H, Shawn
yeah,
Michaels.
just great matches and stuff. My favorite version of Benoit, because most people don't talk about Benoit anymore because of the crimes and everything that's going on with that and that situation, and it's horrible. Everything about it is horrible. It's like, damn, wish something could have been avoided with this. But my favorite Benoit is his best of 7 series with Booker T. Never talked about. Just fantastic matches.
Criminally underrated.
Fantastically. Yeah. One of the best feuds just in ring. Every single match built upon the next one. And it got more and more. It got better and better. And then even when they kind of redid it again on SmackDown and they kept substituting people out, it was still great because Benoit was having great matches with Randy Orton and as Booker T's substitute. Like, it's criminally underrated, and I think Jordynne Grace is completely wrong on this one. It cost her $5,000, and she had to apologize. And she talked to David Benoit, the son of Chris Benoit, which always creeps me out because I see him and I'm like, "Fuck, he looks just like Benoit." like,
And it's
and
crazy because the man wants to wrestle and he wants to wrestle as the Rabid Wolverine. Like he wants to be.
stop that, man. No.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's really crazy. It's really crazy how likeness he is. Now, how is he in the ring? I don't know. I haven't seen him wrestle a day in my life, but I'm willing to give him a shot. I gave Brian Pillman Jr. a shot. I gave David Hart Smith a shot, or Harry Smith, as he's now known, as a N.W.A tag team champion, son of the British Bulldog, son of Brian Pillman. Brian Pillman also had some crazy things going on with him too. So like it, it's
Yeah.
it's it's just a thing. You got to just give the current a chance, not for what their parents did, but what for they're doing, for
I
what
don't
they
know.
are doing.
I 100% agree with that, but I just don't think that he should be like, I'm going to be the Rapid Wolverine and all that and full Benoit representation because people do feel a certain way about it, and you see them. It's similar to the way people look at Cosby, the dad from Seventh Heaven. I don't even remember his name. R. Kelly, whatever, OJ, whatever the case may be. You have all of this history and all this talent and your belief in this. At what point these people were your heroes, but reality, and like I always say, we don't know these people, we don't know their backgrounds. It does hit. It is what it is, and you can appreciate someone's art, but
I
not
mean,
appreciate the person sometimes.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. I mean, look at Vince McMahon, fucking Eiffel Tower and paralegals and sexually assaulting hoes and you know
$12 million
non-disclosure fucking
there.
dick clauses and all this other shit. Like rape is bad. I'm just gonna say
Yeah,
it here on this show, rape and sexual assault
you know,
is very bad. But
that's
all of your
sad. You got to
favorites,
say that so people can realize. Oh my
rape
god.
and sexual assault is terrible. But most, if not all, or some of your favorites in wrestling and music and TV and whatever are
Sports,
doing it on a
whatever.
consistent basis, and y'all giving it a fucking free pass and a fair shake.
Yeah. It's
So
so many things. You don't know these people. You don't know what they're doing. It's kind of like when you whenever I watch the show The Boys and they show like superheroes doing fucked up shit. That's just a reflection of what's going on in celebrity, sports, and whatever culture. It's just like this is kind of the way they're doing. Maybe not to the extreme of laser eyesing people or anything like that, but they are ruining lives. You don't know. You just like, oh, that's good music. And it's like, fuck, man, that's a terrible person right there. I didn't know that. Um,
got to
but
separate the art from the talent, I guess.
yeah, you just be like, oh, I enjoyed that, but you know. But moving on, Jordynne Grace is a part of Impact Wrestling, which we're about to cover right now, which had a really good show this week. I thought it was a really good show, very progressive in the in storylines and some really good matches off the top. The main event of the show, I'm just gonna jump because I like starting at the end. Mia Yim versus the virtuosa Diana Perazzo for the #1 contenders for Jordynne Grace's belt. And I believe this has something to do with her comments and everything. I don't know what her future as holding that title will be now that she's made these comments and now she's this now controversial figure in the business.
Well, based off of who won, I don't know if she's gonna hold the title or not because main event D didn't deliver like she was supposed to. Like I wanted Deanna to win, but we've seen Deanna versus Grace 8,000 billion times already, and they're not trying to follow the WWE formula. So Mia Yim is gonna get her opportunity one on one against Jordynne Grace. Now, if you put this match on the marquee on the indie show, it main events every fucking time. So
Yeah.
just it's good to see that Mia Yim, after her departure from WWE, is actually getting opportunities to, be somebody.
Be somebody. No. So Mia Yim is going to go fight Jordynne Grace at Emergence on I think it's in August.
In
Something like that.
August.
August something like that. Someday in August. I
I
don't
hope
think
it's
she's
not a
winning.
G1 day. I hope it's not a G1 day.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be a G1 day. G1 day falls like every weekend. It's going to be something going on. But I'll be able to watch it on the side or whichever, separate the two. I don't think Mia Yim is winning, even with the Jordynne Grace's comments, by the way. I don't have her winning. I have Jordynne Grace having a lengthy reign. I don't know who's going to take it from her, but they may shorten it because of this. Who knows? I think that's what the apology was. I think Impact Wrestler kind of forced her to be like, "Yo, you
So
got
you're
heat on
saying
you,
that
son.
you're saying
Apologize."
you're saying Impact Wrestling wasn't jacking what she was saying? Damn, that's crazy. If
Yeah,
Impact forced her to do that apology, then her apology is moot. It doesn't matter. That $5,000 needs to be fucking $50,000
yeah.
because that's crazy.
I don't think she give a fuck. The comment she said, the way she said it on Twitter was with her whole chest. It was with her whole chest and her
And that's a
emotions.
whole
And
lot
she
of
said,
chest.
yeah, she said this is the coldest thing I'm going to ever say on this site, which means she fucking meant it in that very moment of everything she said. Chris Benoit can burn the hell and all this and all that. Couldn't hang today. And I think that the backlash was what made her apologize. I don't think the apology was genuine. I just think it was just something to do to save face, as in I want to keep this title, I want to keep my job, I want to keep my presence in
What do you
wrestling.
expect? What do you expect from like I'm not trying to shit on nobody from Texas, but like, white American woman from Texas, like that's just how it goes down. That's their thought process, you know? And, not saying again nothing about people from Texas. I love a lot of people from Texas, some of my family out there in Texas, but sometimes y'all be doing the most.
It's just the culture. It's the whole Christian culture and all that stuff and whatever. And I can see, I can see her stance. I can see her stance of where her belief is. I'm not taking her opinion away. I can just see that you can see she's backstepping on this to save face, save money, to protect her career, and probably even Jonathan Gresham's career, who is on AEW television, who's not going to say a thing about any of this. He's just going to
Nope,
be there in the background.
nope.
Probably believes the same thing she believes in this case. Who
My
knows?
son, my son Gresham is the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion. he's a black man in wrestling that had to work hard to get everything he got, and he's gonna lose his spot because his wife said some off the wall shit. Nah. See, that's
Yeah.
of course he's not gonna say nothing. He's gonna let shit play out. I don't support the views of my wife. What?
He's not. He's not gonna say
Crazy.
that out loud. Yeah, he ain't go Will Smith. He probably gonna be like, I
Yeah.
support her apology. I support the apology,
The
and that
fact
she's
the
like
fact that
growing.
she
It's a teachable moment kind of deal.
the fact that she went backtracked and went on live. I watched this live too because it was like, oh, David Benoit on live. I was like, okay, cool, because I follow him on Instagram. And then I see Jordynne Grace. I'm like, hold up, what's going on? Is he is he is he about to roast her or some shit? No, I want to issue a public apology for. I'm like, oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
You know,
and
shout out to
the
David, man. That boy is mad chill. He's like, he's very nonchalant with the criticism and the critics and all this other stuff. But he takes it on the chin and just keep
he
on
kind of
keeping
has
on.
he has to understand this situation. But that wasn't the only thing that happened on Impact. I thought Trey McGill was it Trey McGill? No,
Trey
no, no,
Miguel
no.
and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Laredo Kid,
Laredo
but he
Kid
hurt himself
tore it down. Tore it down.
with one
Wrestling with the
leg.
injured with the one leg and doing one legged spots, really selling the hell out this leg.
He
And
said
my
Zach
favorite spot,
Gowen.
yeah,
He
he's
said
like,
my
if that
son
guy can
Zach
do it,
Gowen.
dude, with one leg, did the one legged moonsault springboard off the bottom rope. I was like, that was pretty cool. And it was an awesome job. It's something that's missing a lot in wrestling, just the art of the sell. And I feel like he was selling his ass off with that leg and just every move that it just made sense. When he would throw a kick, he would just like fall to the ground, or if he would do a drop kick against suddenly. He picked up the win, but it was well earned. It was one of those like really nice like sell jobs. I just thought it was great.
It's a lost art in professional wrestling. I posted a video on the mid card mess about like these two kids that's wrestling on an indie show, I guess, and they just did a bunch of RKO's and getting
Yes,
up and just so crazy. After every RKO, all right, RKO, get up, RKO, get up. I'm like, what the fuck is going
I was like, what are they doing? There's no logic in it. It's like, oh.
on?
But again, you make the match better just with the sell job, the work ethic. It's the reason I know going back to the comic books or whatever. The reason one of my favorite characters Wolverine is because he's always beat up, even though he heals. That motherfucker is selling every fight he's ever been in. Like it's just like Jesus, like taped up on this side to that side, one eye showing or something. Just beat up
Very,
to the
very
gills.
grotesque when it pertains to Wolverine. He could get stabbed in the fucking rib and it's gonna heal, but he's like, he's wincing as he's throwing his fucking strikes and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, it's just
yeah,
sells,
man.
just sell. Um, Also on the show, a little the first match, Alan Angels made his debut from the Dark Order. I guess I throw that up. I don't know. But against Speedball Mike Bailey. Solid match. Didn't think Alan Angels had a chance, but it was a good match. I don't really watch a lot of Alan Angels. I only seen them really in AEW, and I didn't watch any Dark. So I really probably only see like two matches, maybe some six men's or something like that.
So,
So
so I gotta say, when it pertains to Mike Bailey versus Ella Angels for the X Division Championship and stuff like that, this was literally one of Mike Bailey's proving ground matches because like Alan Angels is a problem. Like, and when I say a problem, I mean it in a good way. Like, he can wrestle. AEW hired him for a reason. He wasn't just one of those fucking gifts like a Marco Stunt or a Fuego del Sol. And I'm not saying nothing against Fuego or Marco Stunt. I'm
please,
just saying that
please.
Alan Angels
Got support that.
I'm just saying that Alan Angels is a better accomplished wrestler than those two are, even though Fuego del Sol still has a contract with AEW, but that's because character. Anyway, Alan Angels, the wrestler, fantastic. So Mike Bailey has to prove himself as the X Division champion, and this was one of those matches that I think that he succeeded into. This is my X Division championship run, so it was a
Yeah.
good match.
It seems like he might be going into the like kind of the open challenge route of just defending the X Division title on a consistent basis. And
Gotta solidify your ground. Put your flag.
Yeah, I look forward to that. I look forward to seeing each opponent each week. Dissension and Violent by Design. Eric Young returned. These goons are trying to run shop and they caught out Josh Alexander. And they're looking for him. There's a whole thing with that. Nothing too much came of that. I don't know where we're going. I wish Josh Alexander moved into a different opponent than who he's fighting right now.
They just need to build. They need to build more main event stars besides Moose and Callahan and Eric Young right now. I mean, you can toss a Rich Swann or get somebody from Honor No More. That's not Eddie Edwards. That's not Eddie Edwards.
Just can't stay back. I mean, they do have the infamous Matt Taven in there.
The trend, Give Mike Bennett a shot.
Mike Bennett, let Maria run with the title. And I'm not telling you about, but Maria will be the mouthpiece of the group talking on there. So it will be a Maria run with the title. It'd be like Paul Heyman and Roman.
Literally, the only two people in that group that are not world champions or have not been world champions are Kenny King and Mike Bennett. Everyone else has had a world title. Oh, Vinny Marseglia too. Vincent, yeah. Yeah, Vincent.
PCO as well, I guess. I guess he's still there. He fought.
He won the world title.
What world title? Which one?
The Ring of Honor World Championship.
He was. Oh shit! You're right. That did happen. I totally forgot about that. You're 100% right.
Roosh took that shit away from him though, but it's okay. It's okay.
He did win. I was like, oh, when you said that, I was like, what? No. Oh shit, that did happen. Shit. By the way, speaking of PCO, had a pretty good match with Black Taurus or
Taurus.
I still don't know how PCO does it at his age. He's still flying through ropes.
Motherfucker old as hell. I've seen PCO wrestle live. That shit is crazy.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense at some of the speed he does. And there's part of me that's concerned. And then he'll speed up and you go like, why does he still have that? Why do you still have that?
Still got it in the tank? That's a big old tank.
Yeah. Like, I thought this would be running out of steam, but nope.
PCO's the little engine that could, or the big engine that could.
Just doesn't stop. Just doesn't. What else happened on this show? It was something else. Rich Swann picked up the win over was Shira. I mean,
nobody cares about Rich Swann right now. He needs to get in a good feud for somebody to care. There's people on this Impact roster that needs to start doing something, and they need to do it against a bigger talent than them. But like I said in a previous Everything Else show, Impact does a great job of they have the most balanced roster in wrestling right now, so they can figure it out. And it's just that do it, go ahead and pull the trigger on it.
By the way, they brought Chris Harris out one more time, another week. Dude's looking like Scott Hall every single day. In fact, I'm going to say this for a record: Scott Hall. His last days look better than what Chris Harris looks today. And that's like a 20-year age difference. I don't even understand. Stop bringing that man out there till he looks healthy or something.
He's trying to make money. Let him make his money, man.
I know.
Let him stand on the corner. Let him stand on the corner. Let him live his glory days out.
And I believe James Storm is searching for Moose or is calling out Moose, but ran into Steve Macklin. I guess they're gonna have a match, but I guess it's leading to Moose and James Storm, maybe? I don't know.
That'll be a good match. Old guard versus the new guard. That'd be good. Yeah. Good to see.
Yep. And that was pretty much it, I believe, from Impact, right? There was nothing else that really happened.
Yeah, they said nothing of the tag team division. They said nothing of, they're just trying to build stories for emergence at this point. So,
I believe Chris Bay and Ace Austin are teaming up. I forgot who they're fighting, but they're doing Bullet Club business. Oh, they're fighting Honor by Design. I mean, not Honor by no. I mean, got it all
Honor No
mixed up.
More or
No,
Violent by
Honor
Design?
no, Honor no more. I said them both together. Honor by Design.
I know
No,
I know there's mad tag teams out there. It's hard to keep up, so we forgive you on this
I'm gonna
side.
mix up all the factions. The Wyatt family by design with the Dark Orders, like club, the Judgment Day Club, or whatever the hell I'm
The
mixing up.
Judgment Day Club, the Judgment Club. What?
Although if they start going by the Judgment Club, I might get behind them more. I'll be like, oh, you know what? This is not bad. It's not bad. Finn
Yeah,
Balor,
just add Liv Morgan to the group and then fucking call it a day.
they got
Fucking
gold if they do it.
God damn it.
I like to think that was the worst like 3 weeks of your life where every week she was just
I'm
like, whoop,
still
deuces.
tight. I'm still tight. I'm still mad. I'm still upset. Congrats to
Don't
Liv.
worry. She
Congrats to
only has
Liv.
3 more
But
weeks with the title. She only has 3 more weeks with that title,
oh
I
my
think.
God.
Ronda is about to snatch that back.
Snatch her
Um,
arm, snatch her hair, snatch something. Take that shit away from her.
all
Fuck.
right. Moving on to another show. N.W.A. They're going to have the Chase tournament to find out the new #1 contender for Trevor Murdoch's N.W.A. title. And they've added Tim State. They unbanned Tim Storm, who got really emotional on the announce table about his pride and joy. The one thing he lives for is able to wrestle again.
His mama?
I know, right? Mama Storm.
Mama
Mama
Store.
Storm. We're gonna get Mama Storm promos. I don't know how far he's gonna get in this tournament. I feel like all this is gonna knock him out in the first round, but there's a lot of interesting wrestlers in there. It should be a solid tournament. It starts next week. Or this
To
week, actually.
be completely honest, as much as I like Nick Aldis as the world champion, he should not win this tournament.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Who you got winning?
Who's in it again?
There's a whole list of names. I don't know.
Yeah, there's just like it's gonna depend on the matchups. The matchups is gonna be what makes this tournament unique
Yeah.
because there's a lot of underdogs facing some big names, so they might win, and then the big name might win, and then this and the third. Like so, and it's gonna what tournaments like this does, or what tournaments like this should do in every wrestling show and every wrestling aspect is to build rivalries, to make sure that the rivalries are built. Hey, you beat me in the first round. You make it all the way to the semis, and I screw you over. Now I have beef with you because
Yeah.
you took me out
Oh,
the tournament. You cost me a shot, and then now that's the beef, and then it develops into more beef, and then it gets personal, and then that's how come you have the big 5-star match or the 4-star match or 4.5 stars, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But tournaments like these are designed, or they should be designed, to build rivalries, build new rivalries, build new stars, have some of the underdogs beat some top talent that doesn't really need the win. Give the rub to the next person, so that way you could build that star. Make him get all the way to like the finals and probably lose, but like he put his name in the hat because hey, I went toe to toe. I lasted this long. Oh, you don't deserve a shot, mother. Like what I'm saying,
yeah.
stuff of that nature. So NWA needs to figure out a way to build meaningful rivalries right now so that way they can be on tier with Impact, because they're
Yeah.
like right now they're the bottom tier of what wrestling is supposed to be right now, and that's no fault on them because they're not trying to do the big push. It's just the way that they're set up, what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So how I have it is WWE, AEW, New Japan, Impact, MLW, then NWA goes underneath them, and then
Ooh.
everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about right. I was about to say, oh, hot take NWA is behind MLW. No, I'm like, nah, MLW's ahead. They're ahead. Uh, it
The
seemed
only
like also
reason
the show. Oh, go ahead.
the only reason why MLW is ahead is because they're an edgier show. That's the
Yeah,
only reason. There's like NWA and MLW is basically essentially almost the same show with more belts. That's
yeah,
it.
but I feel like The reason I think I give MLW ahead over NWA, it does seem like the younger promotion. NWA is so old. There's all these guys from the early 2000s to the 2010s. Right? Tim Storm's wrestling in a tournament. Damn it! Like, there's
Trevor
all these
Murdoch
people
is their
there.
world champion, like, and that's
Yeah,
nothing against the talent.
it's
Love
just
the
that they've
talent.
been around for a
It's just
while.
that, yeah.
This is the ECW roster, the WWE ECW roster, basically. When you have Chris Masters, Adonis, whatever, and JTG and Homicide. I know he never made it. He never did a WWE thing, but Homicide or all these guys. Mike Knox are on on the show. The Pope is on there, who feuded a little bit with Trevor Murdoch this week. He was giving him respect,
Shit.
and Trevor Murdoch showed him absolute disrespect. Like fuck you in one way.
Let the Pope win that tournament, man. Let the Pope win. Give the
I
Pope
would,
what he deserves.
you
I
know
would
what?
not
I wouldn't
mind.
mind. Pope as champion would be to me just as good as Nick Aldis on champion, in which I believe both men can cut really good promos. Pope head above Nick Aldis, like one of the most charismatic guys in the business. Matches always so, but Pope with the NWA title would be interesting and energetic. And I can see when Matt Cardona come back, they can actually have a really good
Oh,
promo together.
yes. I cannot wait till this man comes back. Get well soon, Matt.
Yeah, they need him. They need him. Um, what else is there to talk about? There was not much
Well,
really on that
G
show. Oh, go
G1
ahead.
G1's coming up on Saturday. We finally got all the blocks, the ABC block. They have they call it something now. Like, Japan is really good about their promo packages on G1 or whatever pay-per-views that they got going on. So they have block A, which is the Monster block. Then they have block B, which is like what they said, survival block, and then the C block is the superstar block. So it's crazy.
Whatever. They previewed some of the matches that are gonna happen. I believe this coming weekend, this Friday or something like that. I think it's the 16th,
It's
and
gonna
they have
be
some pretty good
Saturday.
opening matches.
It's gonna be Saturday morning. So
Yeah,
set your
2
clocks if
a.m.
you
my
are
time. 2
New
a.m. my
Japan
time.
die hard. Set your clocks. 2 a.m. in the morning. Watch that shit. G1
All right.
Climax 32.
All right, I'm about to go through the comments retroactively. If people are already commenting, they're making stuff. I'm gonna go all the way back. Oh, here we go. Comment from Manny, just because. Don't disrespect Lil Wayne Rossi, guys.
Shut the.
I mean, he got a point. That cover of her with the title is one of our
She
highest viewed
she
videos.
is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman in America. Of course, she's gonna get that type of fucking exposure. Of course, she's gonna do that. Of course.
Um, this is going back to Levi. Not Levi. You, Jamal, saying you had 8 hours of sleep and how you don't make mistakes if wrestlers got more 8 hours of sleep. This was a shot at our girl Shotzi, which I don't approve. But I do not approve of this. I do not, but it fit really well.
Uh,
Oh, let's see. Jamal's taller than Gresham. Everybody's taller than Gresham. There's an image. There was an image that I gave to Manny that I saw online. It was the different strokes. It was Mr. Strowman
yo,
and I was like, they need to chill. They need to chill. Um, in response to Benoit comments, I believe this is sarcastic, but also on the line of I believe what Jim Cornette said about Kenny Omega about Austin Theory being a better worker than Kenny Omega, which was like, oh shit, this is pure hate coming out of him. Hate. This was it. This is Montez spoof on that when it came to Benoit and Gresham and everything else we talked about earlier. Levi on Benoit. And to be honest, I blacked out my head aside from the crime documentary. It's really hard because there's so many stories. There's so many Dark Side of the Ring, so many. You can go on the internet and go down a can of worms of conspiracies and all that. It's hard
okay.
not to think about the crime.
I mean, like, look, Hulk Hogan is still one of the most recognizable faces in wrestling, but should he
Yeah,
be?
yeah, he's a piece of shit. It's like it's like Ty Cobb in baseball or some shit. What an ass, what a piece of shit and all that.
So, you know, fuck Hulk Hogan. I'll say it on
Let's
any
see.
channel. Fuck out of here.
I believe this is Eric's reference to when we were talking about David Benoit when coming a wrestler. Do you think he should go by David Benoit or should he try to actually change it up, similar to WWE when they try to disassociate people with their name? Would he have a more success in the career?
WWE is ahead of the power curve when it comes to doing this. And I think that they should always end up doing this unless you have like a polarizing star like a Charlotte Flair or something along those lines. But yes, absolutely. David Finlay is another one that uses his family name and stuff like that. But like, yes, absolutely, make the name change so they could differentiate. Even though, hey, this is the son or the daughter of, and then you could differentiate the other character of the father or the mother to the son or the daughter and stuff like that. So, you know,
Yeah.
Curtis Axel did this very well. By the way, he wasn't like Kurt Hennig,
Well,
Curtis
no, well,
Hennig,
Michael McGillicuddy is a shit name. Curtis Axel was a much better name. It's just he doesn't have the
Bo
charisma for it.
Dallas, Bray Wyatt. They're not rotundas. It
Yeah.
wasn't the rotundas. It wasn't Bo Rotunda or some shit like that. So WWE is ahead of a power curve when it comes to doing this. AEW is going to milk everything underneath the sun. They're going to try to, you know, uh, Devon Dudley's sons, TNT, like, Terrence and Terrell, like basically, like, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
they didn't use like the Dudleys. They did TNT Dudley or some shit like that.
Yeah. They decided to go, Terrence and Terrell. Just first names only.
So
Let's go with this other one. Mia Yim match was good. Mia will get a championship before Keith Lee. Also, on a side note, Keith Lee released that cryptic tweet about he's supporting his brothers and all that. He has a match tonight, a tag team match against the Young Bucks for the tag team titles. I don't know if he's going to be participating in the match. It sounded like he may have got injured in this tweet or something, or some type of setback. So hopefully he gets well. I don't know what's going on with that, to be honest. Hopefully everything's
who's the
okay.
replacement if Keith Lee can't be there? Who does Swerve have in his back pocket?
Oh, I go Lee Moriarty or something. They have a lot of people. Dante Martin's not doing anything. There's a lot of people on that roster who would nicely fit that
All
spot.
all that means is that them niggas ain't winning.
Yeah, I know. It really does.
That's
Where's
all that
Brian
means.
Cage? I've seen Brian Cage on every other wrestling show I've watched, but he does
He's
not
not
show up
he's
for
not
AEW.
he's not under contract with AEW right now. He's not.
Okay. He is no longer under contract with him.
He is
I
not
remember they were
underneath
like talking
contract.
about, yeah. I remember they were talking about extensions and all this at some point, but I guess nothing ever came from that.
Well, because Brian Cage believes, just as MJF believes, just as every wrestler underneath the sun believes, that they deserve more money than what they're offering. So if I think I'm a big draw, I'm expecting big draw money. And if you're not going to give me that money, then go fuck yourself. Like shit. But this is reminiscent I'm a compare it to basketball. The Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Brooklyn Nets situation going on. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Yeah.
I'm a big star, so you should accommodate me. And it's like I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm not accommodating you with the shit. So fuck out of here. You're not bigger than the entirety of the whole. So
Yeah. If I'm AEW, I wouldn't pay whatever his asking price is. If it's really high, I don't think he's worth it. I don't think he draws the views. He's not going to move whatever AEW needs to move. I would save my money for elsewhere when some real top free agents come available,
the
especially when it comes
problem
to the turn of Sasha Banks and possibly if Paige is trying to make a comeback.
the problem is that in order to get that said money, in order to prove that you're the draw, you have to be on the show. And again, that's AEW's fault for not putting him on the fucking show. He can if you let him, and that's any wrestler, like anybody from Fuego del Sol to fucking Enzo Real One. If you put me on the show, I'll show you what I can do. and let me run with it. But if you don't put me on and I can't show you, and then you're just gonna think I'm just some boob in the back. This was Andrade's problem in WWE, and now he's in
It's
AEW.
Andrade's problem. Same problem now, in a way, in which he's not getting the TV time he should get. Andrade should be featured more, but he's just
But
featured
but
once every 4 or 5 weeks.
what's saving Andrade is the fact of the Los Ingobernables stable, because the stable is bigger than the person.
Yeah.
So every time that you see Los Ingobernables, you're gonna think of everybody that's ever been or in Los Ingobernables. The same thing with Bullet Club. Everybody that is in Bullet Club currently, or anybody that has been in Bullet Club in the past, they have that tie with them. So, the group is bigger than one person as the whole. So that's what saves them. That's what gives them their tickets, their merch, their everything, because it's like, oh, I like him because he was in this group, whether he's in the group or she's in the group or not. The reason why I liked him is because of when he was in this group. Kenny Omega is a prime example of that. The Young Bucks are a big prime example of that. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish. People know them more as Undisputed Era than they do anything else. You see what I'm saying? That's why they're getting the sales. Exactly.
It's like
So
being in a band, and I know your solo work. I mean, I know your band's work, but I don't know your solo work. And this is my what you call them, whatever. I'm thinking Oasis.
The Beatles, man.
Yeah,
it's all the Beatles.
Because Eric was talking, we had a full conversation about the Oasis brothers hating each other or whatever they're called. That was the first band that came to my mind about breaking up or doing stuff on solo. But this all goes down to a long story short. You learn this in wrestling, you should learn it in Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. And that's what the course of this story should be. Oh man, this is unnecessary. This is unnecessary. Unnecessary.
Oh my god. The only reason why it would even run deep is because she flickered her fingers next to freaking Finn and AJ. That's it. She flickered it. Just she touched AJ and Finn once, and now she's a world champion. God damn.
That's all it takes. If only I could just get to him and be like, guys, please. I can be a world champion.
Give me your energy. She did some Monstar shit. Took the energy. Yeah. And where's AJ? Where's AJ at right now? Where's Finn at right now? Exactly. They're doing nothing while Liv is champion. Liv just sucking the talent out of everybody. She took the Riot Squad down.
The last surviving member of the Riot Squad. Ruby Riot hasn't been the same since. She's put her hand in car doors. But that's pretty much the show for this week. Here's a little shameless plug from Manny. Not shameless at all. Best of 20 is coming out this Sunday. Check it out. It should just be nonstop laughs from all the shows on the channel. I believe.
Click the notification bell, super kick that subscribe button, elbow drop from the top, Macho Man Randy Savage style. Yeah. Fucking yeah, man. You got a shining wizard it like Great Muda. Like the channel, like it, share it.
Manny wanted me. This is during the N.W.A. discussion. Marcus or Jemal, if either one of you mention Nick Aldis one more time, I'll get
the only reason why Nick Aldis is going to get mentioned again, Manny, is so that way we can talk about how he cannot, and I mean cannot, win the world title ever again. Just don't put the title back on him. That's what we're talking about. We're on your side.
We're on your side, but he's going to win the tournament. He's going to win this tournament. I'm going to be so upset. I don't even know who's in the tournament, but Nick Aldis and Tim Storm. That's the only thing I got from the end of that segment. And I was like, please don't let it be Nick Aldis. Please.
That's all we ask.
McIntyre winning the WWE Championship right now. Nah, I don't think I want that. Drew's a little stale right now.
Nah, the Tribal Chief got to have that Bruno run, man.
I want him to go for he got to pass Hogan. I want him to pass Hogan. At what?
If he passes Hogan, then Hogan is obsolete, deleted.
I don't think he has to get Pedro or Bruno San Martino, whoever for like 10 years or whatever. Or even I think Bob Backlund had a long run. Just pass
Bob
Hogan,
Backlund did
get
have
that
a
number
long
three spot.
run. He already passed like Macho Man, John Cena. He passed mad niggas, man.
Mm-hmm.
He
And
did.
people should respect this run. This is a good run. I think he's getting a disrespect for saying that he has a lack of matches. The man is the champ. He is the champ of the biggest promotion in the world.
He's
There's
the
no
champ that got cancer. He's fighting cancer. He's fighting for his fucking life. He is the
Tribal
Islander
chief.
brother. Like people forget this man has literal cancer and he's beating everybody.
Yeah. This is a fantastic run. I think it's going to be something that I think a younger generation is going to appreciate it more than us who are living in it right now. As WWE built it up, it was like this man had it for this long, and then people are going to be like, "Oh, we haven't had long title runs in a long time," but nah, the Tribal Chief, longest run probably in modern history right now. Him and
Okada. Okada's
Okada.
a second. Yeah, close second.
Gunther's in NXT UK.
Oh,
Who had a
what a
really
that shit
good
was
run. What
long
a
as
good
hell.
run.
Pete Dunne and Gunther was
Yep.
like,
Hey, you want long title runs? You watch NXT. Dragunov never lost his title. He was stripped due to injury. I don't know how long that run was going to go, but that was about to be a long ass run. Tyler Bate is now the new NXT UK champion.
how's that tournament
You're
looking?
against, right? Which
What's
one?
up? The UK Championship tournament, because there got to be a tournament.
No. Tyler Bate is the champ.
Get the fuck.
Yeah, he won it. He beat. Oh wait, I think this might be a spoiler. I think they this is kind of a spoiler because they someone online posted it. It was they do have a tournament. Tyler Bate wins the tournament and he beats Trent Seven in the finals.
It's supposed to go the
Trent.
other way.
It's supposed to go to Trent.
It's
Damn
supposed to go the other way. We had the discussion 3 weeks ago when they lost the tag titles. It was supposed to go the other way. Give that boy Trent some damn respect. Damn it. You ruined it, Marcus. You ruined it for me. I ain't watching NXT UK for months. It's all your fault.
My Peacock subscription.
You gave me the grand finale, and I didn't ask for it.
I didn't ask for it. I was just scrolling through, and then I was like, "Oh, he's a champion." And I hadn't watched NXT UK, and I'm assuming it may happen like tomorrow. I think.
Now I gotta watch it. Now I gotta watch it.
Someone has to. I just feel like it's the most underappreciated wrestling on the show. There's some good wrestling on that show. It is a good show, but no one talks about it ever.
I mean, we talk about it.
Yeah, we do because we cover everything under the sun.
Just so you guys know, I am working on a theme song for our show here at Everything Else. Hopefully I'll have all of the prototypes done by next week. We'll probably like post it here and then make you guys vote, see which one sounds the best, and then whatever the winner is, then that's gonna be the intro song. Yeah.
Which means we gotta have an intro.
On the fly.
On the fly. Right off the jump, right off the top of the dome. It's like Jay-Z in his prime, just walking into the studio. Yo.
Faces. If you guys haven't peeped out my music, you can go peep it out. 3 Faces of Jemal on SoundCloud. So you can go peep that out. I also do the Mid-Card Mess podcast on there as well. I've been on a little hiatus when it pertains to doing the podcast because, working so much. But I am working on the history of G1, all the winners, all the great matches that happen with the collective before G1 happens. And I'll be doing histories of a little more often. And I should start getting back probably to the wrestling news of the weeks, probably a little after SummerSlam. That gives me time to do all this other content. So, yeah, be on the lookout for that.
Check out all that stuff. That's gonna be good content, especially the history of G1. That's something to check out because I'm gonna say I'm relatively new to the G1. Spoiler alert! If you don't know, I've only paid attention to it once. When it happens, or basically, I didn't watch New Japan for like the first I'm not saying the first 9 years of it, but from to like 9 years ago, whenever Wrestle Kingdom like 10 or 9 or whatever, when they had everybody on there from all different promotions, it was like, oh, let me see what's going on here. More what Jamal saying, like these factions, and groups, like, oh, I need to see what's going on here. Bring people to the dance, and that's kind of what brought me. And I didn't know the history. I wouldn't mind hearing about all the history, all the winners, all the unique stories that have come out the G1, all the stars that were built from the G1. It'd be really nice. So check
It go
that out whenever it drops.
it goes back to what I was saying, how tournaments build rivalries, or it should. And the G1 definitely built a lot of rivalries. I mean, we're going all the way back to the four pillars of professional wrestling. Uh, you know, back in the day, we're talking Muda and Chono, Sasaki, and fucking, like, it's so much,
Yeah.
people have won. There is like a lot of Goto history because Goto won it multiple times. So you know,
Yeah. I feel like honestly that's enough content to do its own series. Like there's so many in which it'd be like a 30 for 30 on each G1 winner or some shit tournament or the best of the G1 or something like that, and all this history. Be amazing.
that's why it's taken me so long, because I have to go through each and every G1, and um, there's 32 of them, motherfucker. Well, this one being 32, so I have to go through all of them shits. So
Yeah.
just give me some time. It's gonna be a good episode
Yeah.
when I get to it.
Cool. That is all for the show today. I got nothing else to talk about. I think that was everything. We covered everything. The probably the last time Benoit will probably discuss this much on any show ever, or even have his picture as a thumbnail. But I thought it was a good conversation overall, just to have. We saw some stars being built, new things are happening. G1 next week. I'm sure we're gonna have a jam-packed show actually next week with G1, and
This
there's something else
Saturday,
happening.
man, G1 Climax 32.
32.
Now you have to be like You have to be like G1 Climax 32.
And then it's Japanese. It's like, oh shit, and then ding. Man.
俺はいつから姿かしたなな。G1 Murder Hawk Lenswatch. It's like sounds so
Yeah.
like
It's so intense, and it's so like this is the battle for battles, and it's like I can't wait.
Rainmaker Okada Kazuchika. Like they be going in on the names, man.
This is no lie, the best announcer in the game right now. There's no one hyped more. There's no one that hyped who can say the names a certain way. Like the way the
R.I.P.
name is said there, I can't say Bobby Fish in any other way than when I first listened to it. Like Bobby Fish in the G1, Bobby ready. Like,
R.I.P. to the TNA guy, man. And now TNA Impact. Oh man.
I remember he did some WWE voiceover work too, randomly.
Yeah, he did. Like I remember. And now WWE presents Fully Loaded 2000.
Pyro. Love. Nothing gets me hyped more than a good voiceover before a pay-per-view. I swear to God. Just if you give me a good one, and it's like, oh man, it's time. When these two things collide tonight. Oh yeah, let's go.
They have like the fucking opera song in the back. Two men step in the ring for supremacy. Lines have been crossed.
I would also like to say that they influenced a lot of my vocabulary with some of those
Son, pro wrestling has made me a better talker. Like I learned so much words. so much words.
English no good though.
From watching professional wrestling. People be like, "You're very articulate." I'm like, "Yeah." Did you go to college? No, I just watch a lot of pro wrestling.
The heels be talking. They be spitting, man. Them heels be talking. They be using them big words. It
When
really pisses
Jericho
people off.
was doing the heel Jericho in 08, 09.
Yeah. It's just
Damn.
like I would say Jericho, Vince, um I think Undertaker could not because of the promos, but because of the words, I'll be like, what the fuck is he talking about? Oh, let me look this up.
Carino, Steve
Yeah.
Carino in ECW, top tier.
Yeah.
Shane Douglas
Hmm.
in ECW. Raven in ECW, WCW, and every other thing that he's ever been in.
Yeah. Raven. There's so many. Just so many. Just like when you just think about wrestling and your vocabulary, just think about all the promo work, mostly from the hills. Like I'm
Yes,
assuming right now, Cody, because whenever he cuts a promo, there'll be sometimes he say words, and I go like, "What the fuck, Cody?" You college educated motherfucker.
he barely gets the words out because of the lists.
Yeah,
Barely
he's
getting
like,
it out.
I'm participating.
I think that was Jake. I think that was Jake Hager's problem in WWE as well. Like when he would try to cut a promo, he's educated, but it's just that list, the
Yeah,
two time All American American. Like
yeah.
no, I'm not with it.
You gotta find your inner Dusty Rose to avoid your lips. That's
you
what it
know,
is.
but Dusty, it's. I'm not saying that Dusty wasn't educated. It's just that Dusty had a way of
You know what?
captivating you.
You can
You
talk to the
know,
people. He talked to you like if he was in your house, basically. That's what it felt like. Dusty Rhodes just sounded like someone ranting in your house about something randomly, like a drunk uncle going like, "If Rick Flash show up here, I'll whoop his ass." Like, what are you talking about, Uncle? Uncle Dusty, what are you talking about?
um, if anybody wants to learn their vocabulary, watch a lot of Paul Heyman, Dutch
Mm,
Mantel. Uh, who's a good manager right now? Tully Blanchard is okay right now. Um, Jonathan Gresham, Jay Lethal, uh,
MJF was a pretty good one.
MJF, MJF.
He was
But
pretty
see,
good.
what I like about MJF, he keeps it simple.
Yeah,
He keeps it to where it's like you have to think about what he's saying, but at the same time, he keeps it simple enough to where even the stupidest motherfucker could understand what's going
yeah.
on.
And even when
He
he
called
says
me
it,
an idiot. You
yeah, then he'll say,
miscreants.
you're a
Miscreants.
dumb, you're a piece of shit."
You miscreants can't wipe the dirt off my boot. Then the dumbass, what the hell, miscreant? Oh, he's calling me. Hey, you don't call me that.
Hey, also Regal. Don't forget about Regal. Don't sleep on Regals and every
William
promo he's ever
Regal.
cut.
William Regal too.
All right. But that's the end of the show. I know we can go on and talking about promos and heels and Japanese wrestling for forever because we did. We ended the show like 30 minutes ago and continued to talk. That's the way it goes.
G1
But
Climax, Dirty
I
Soul.
feel like that's how we should end it. This is everything else. Climax to the end.
It's here.
Liv Morgan, Bully Club.
No, you got to
Nick
do the deep. You got to do the
Fury.
deep ass voice. You got to do the deep ass. Liv Morgan, Bullet Club.
All right. We see you guys later. Have a great day. Good night. Stay tight. Bang, 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 bang. We're out of here. It's really hard for me to